Hello.
Hello.
Happy birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday, Michael.
60.
Woo.
That's a long time.
That's not that long. It actually goes like that. I speak from experience.
60
We weren't sure if you were
decades.
going to make it.
60 decades.
Yeah.
No, it's not 60 decades. 6 decades. Anyway,
6
congratulations seriously on making it to 60. And now you don't have to care what people think about you anymore. Not that you did.
decades. And I have creepy eyes.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah. And for your birthday, we have concocted a little something.
It's partly how we've gotten through the pandemic.
It's a little adult, so we'll why
Send
don't
our
you,
kid
why don't
off
you go get into
to
some trouble?
Something
there,
he hates very
Hudson.
much.
Okay.
Tell him what you're going to go do.
Watch something.
Woo!
Screen time.
All right. So, we have concocted a little cocktail for you, and we have affectionately called it the Cleat.
You might say this is Cleat 6.0, but the Cleat.
The Cleat. It's a sort of martini foundational cocktail with a little bit of a Cleat twist to it. And you might want to get a pen and paper because it's actually quite complex to make. And so let's
Needing
start.
my assistance.
Let's get the ice out of the freezer. So, first, the gin. We're starting with a Canadian gin. I think that's going to be in the import section in Hayden Lake. So you might have to look for something a little bit more local, but this is a juniper forward, kind of a pretty, no unique flavors except that juniper, so kind of a standard gin. We're going to do 1.5 ounces of the gin. Okay. Next on our list, we have a dry vermouth. You might ask, why did I choose this as opposed to something like a Campari? Frankly, it was all about the color because I didn't think the cocktail being pink would be a very Cleat. So we're going with a little bit of the dry vermouth. We're only going to have a 1/2 ounce of that.
Okay.
All right. We have a little special ingredient. This right here. It's a little limoncello from Hayden Lake, actually.
You might recognize it.
Yes, Coeur d'Alene, somewhere in that region.
Vintage now.
It is. It's a 5-year vintage, so it may be a little bit rare to come by. But we're going to put in a 1/4 ounce.
We've
of
been
limoncello.
saving it for the 60th. For this occasion.
We have.
You said a 1/4 ounce?
1/4 ounce.
Okay.
Just a small little tiny bit of a lemon. And the reason we're doing the lemon is because we want it to go with this. It's a little bit of beer. Now, this cocktail would taste great. You got a 1/4 ounce?
Is that 1/4?
That's close enough.
I think it is.
With an IPA. But we wanted to make it accessible to everyone. So this is a gluten-free pale ale. It's very hard to find a gluten-free IPA. Do you know how hard it is?
It's very hard.
It's about as hard as finding a Liberal in Hayden Lake.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna do, you're gonna have to open this one. We're gonna do 2 ounces of beer. There you go.
2 ounces.
2 ounces of
coming
beer.
up. Canadian beer, guys. Hi,
Okay.
Lori.
We're,
we missed you too.
Going off script here. Tonic. We're gonna do a little bit of tonic. This is also a Vancouver vintage. We only had nice stuff in our house, so you can find something a little bit cheaper at your home if you need to. This is, we're
We're
gonna
speaking to Cleat or to Michael?
a little bit of both, actually.
Okay.
No, 2 ounces of a tonic.
Okay.
Just give it a little bit of effervescence. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, we have these Angostura bitters. Angostura bitters.
Angostura. What? Angostura, you said. What is Angostura?
Well, I'm so happy you asked that. Angostura in Spanish means narrowing, and it's named after the town of Angostura, which is on the Orinoco River. It's the first narrowing of the river, actually.
So it's like turning 60. There's this narrowing.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
first narrowing.
And do you know what else is actually kind of special about Orinoco?
Good.
Orinoco Flow,
Oh.
which was also inspired by the Orinoco River, is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Yes.
Enya.
Yeah, Orinoco Flow. So you have had that on your mixtapes for 20 years now, and it's time to take it off.
Maybe play tonight.
And We're just going to do a couple dashes of that. And the last little bit here is, that's good.
That's it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or no,
We're going to stir. Some people are like, why stir? Why not shake? You're drinking the beer.
Yeah.
I have wine over here somewhere.
I'm impatient.
We're going to stir. Stirring, if you don't know this, with a proper cocktail, mingles the ingredients. So each ingredient still maintains its sort of core flavor. If you shake, that integrates the flavors together. So you usually get a much different flavor profile when you shake. You also, as you stir, you also are getting a little bit of liquid from the ice. In a stirring, you're usually going for about 10% volume liquid, whereas in shaking, you want kind of 25% of the cocktail. All right.
So about 10?
I think that is 10. So we're going to pour it into the glasses here. The little coupe glasses. I brought the cheapest ones out I could. Kind of cleat style.
This is the Cleat 6.0.
It is the Cleat 6.0. And the very special last little touch. Garnish is such an important part of the cocktail. And we unfortunately, we don't have any olives here today. So we've integrated some sweet with the tonic, a little bitter with the tonic and the bitters, some sour with the limoncello. And we need to add a little, sort of get a cloth and just take off the little bit of the man sweat that you work up when you make this cocktail.
Because we love
And then you want to just squeeze that man sweat into the cocktail. I don't think that one got me. And gives it just a little pungent saltiness to it, so it's kind of well balanced. All right.
All a metaphor for 60.
Cheers to the Cleat,
Cheers to Michael.
and cheers to Michael, who's celebrating his 60th.
Happy, happy birthday. We love you.
It's really good, actually.
In Oregon, you guys must have that. Have a wonderful trip.
We love you.
Bye-bye.